Lesson 2.8, dividing radicals. So we've talked about multiplying radicals, we've talked about adding and subtracting radicals. Now with dividing, I really like this one because they don't have to be like terms, just like with multiplication, but they must have the same index. So the quotient rule of radicals is saying if I have an nth root of something divided by that same nth root of something else, that can really become the nth root of that number divided by the other number. And so I'll show you what it looks like in an actual problem. In number 1, we have the square root of 9x to the 9th divided by the square root of 9x cubed. How I could really write this is one big square root with 9x to the 9th divided by 9x cubed. So see how I just took, instead of having square roots over both the numerator and the denominator, I put one large square root and then have the numerator and the denominator inside it. Those are the exact same thing. But then what I can do in here is say, okay, well, I know 9 divided by 9 is a 1, and I know quotient rule of exponents tells me to subtract 9 minus 3, and that's x to the 6th power, but this is still inside the square root. Well, the square root of 1 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 would be x cubed. I don't need the 1 in front. Really, my answer is just x cubed. So it becomes pretty much the quotient rule. Number 2, again, this is one giant square root, so I get to where I don't even write that. I just know this is 18 divided by 1, which is 18, and 4 divided by 4 is 0, right? My x's would cancel out. I need to simplify this radical, though. It has a perfect square root of 9, and square root of 9 is 3. So my answer would be 3 square roots of 2. Number 3, again, if you want to write the whole thing, that's fine. I know that I'm taking 225 divided by 3, which is 75. Still under a radical. X cubed divided by an x, that's 3 minus 1 would be x squared, and then I've got a y squared, and then we're just trying to simplify this. In the square root of 75, I could break that down into square root of 25 times square root of 3. My x squared and my y squared can stay under the first radical, so this would simplify into 5xy times square root of 3. All right, go ahead and pause and do number 4. Okay, we got square root of 5, x, y to the 9th when I do quotient rule. I cannot break down the 5 or the x, and then the y to the 9th will have a y to the 8th get square rooted with the leftover y. That makes y to the 4th square root of 5xy.